Hello everyone, and welcome back to class again. I hope you all are doing well today and looking forward to a fun class today. We're going to be building off of what we've already learned and do a little bit more of, advance a little bit more on the postures. We're going to be doing some stuff a little bit standing, and yeah, it'll be a fun class. So let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, go ahead and roll out your yoga mat. If you want to put some nice relaxing music on in the background, or if you have essential oils that you'd like to use in your diffuser, feel free to get that started. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get our grounding going. Just bringing ourselves into this present moment, trying to release all outside thoughts, and just give yourselves the next 30 minutes for you, right? All the other stuff in our life will be there after these 30 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and find a nice comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed, they could be out in front of you. You could be sitting up against a wall to start if you would like. Imagine a string, go ahead and close down your eyes first, and then imagine a string coming out the crown of your head, just lifting you up a little bit closer to the ceiling, allowing your spine to lengthen. And I want you to just bring your attention to your breath. Let's go ahead and get started with our box breathing that we learned last class. So you can visualize a box as you're doing your breath. Each part of the breath is one side of the box. So your inhales, your pause, your exhales, and your pause. So let's go ahead and go through that a couple times. Let's begin inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and pause. 3, 4. Let's keep it going. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and pause. 2, 3, 4. Good. Last one. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and pause. 4. Good. A couple natural breaths here. Good. Gently open up your eyes. Let's go ahead and get into some wrist circles here. Start to warm up our joints, get them prepared for our practice today. And let's go ahead and reverse the direction of those rolls. Good. Open and close the hands about 10 times. Warming up those fingers. Good. Arms in front of you here. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Nice big circles. Opening up the chest, the shoulders, the neck, maybe even the back a bit. And reverse, other direction. Try to stay with your breath throughout the practice as well. Good, and release. Let's go ahead and sweep those arms up overhead. I want you to twist and drop your left hand behind your back, right hand on your thigh. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, just twist it over towards the left. Spinal twist here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, other side. Left hand falls on the thigh, right hand behind the back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take a peek over that right shoulder. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gently release the hands. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's go ahead and move through some cat-cows. So I want you to inhale, drop the belly, point the tailbone, look up. Exhale, push the mat away around and curl. Chin comes to the chest. Good. Let's keep it going. Inhale, lift, cow pose. Exhale and under. One more. Inhale, lift. neutral tabletop. So keeping our spine neutral, we're just gonna work our core, get our core fired up a bit. I want you to reach your right arm as you extend your left leg behind you. Finding that spot on the ground to find your balance, to focus on. Take a couple breaths here, nice and easy. Inhale, exhale it down. Other side, inhale, lift. So our left hand and our right leg should be up, just a couple breaths. You're gonna take an inhale, exhale, release. Go ahead and push the hips back, find a child's pose where we reach our arms forward, let our head come down, let our hips come over our heels. Couple breaths here. Good. I want you to inhale, take it forward, back to our neutral spine, neutral tabletop. We're gonna get our upper body warmed up by doing our thread the needle. So reach your right arm up and you're gonna thread it underneath the left. Just tap it down and reach it back up. Good, 2 more. Right arm goes underneath the left, tap the shoulder down and the ear. Inhale, lift it back up. Very good, let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale and under. Inhale, lift. Good, let's drop it down. Other side, lift that left arm up. Exhale and under. Just tap, and let's inhale, lift it right back up. Exhale, under. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, tap it down. Good, inhale, bring it right back up towards the sky. Exhale, touch it down. So we're back in our neutral tabletop. Our fingers should be nice and wide, spreading them out using all 10. Make sure we're not crashing into the wrists. Check your toes out. They should be about hip width apart. We're gonna tuck them under. If you have socks on, I would suggest to take off those socks, just that they don't slip on your mat, because we're gonna be lifting up into our downward dog. So let's go ahead and get our cues right. Make sure we're nice and strong. Push the mat away. Tuck the toes under, and then I want you to inhale, lift those knees up off the ground. Breathe here for 5 whole breaths. You got it. Let that body get activated. Let that core get activated. You should feel a little bit of heat in the body here. Almost there. 1 more long, deep breath, and exhale, release. Good. Find a child's pose. Very good. Let's inhale, take it forward again. Finding our neutral tabletop. Go ahead and tuck our toes under. We're gonna lift it up. Here we go, just for 3 breaths here. 2. 1 long inhale. And exhale, drop it down. Good, extend those hips back over the heels, child's pose again. But this time, I want you to keep your gaze up at your hands, and then walk those hands over towards the right. So your right hand may even come off the mat, that's just fine. And then go ahead and try to drop your head down towards the ground. You should feel this all along the left hand side of your body, maybe in your left shoulder, down to your left hip. Just breathe wherever you're feeling it. Very good. Inhale, take it back through center. Exhale, over towards the left side this time. Drop your head down. You should feel this all along the right hand side of the body. You should feel pretty good. Good. Inhale, walk it back through center. Next, I want you to bend your elbows so that they come down on the mat. You have this prayer position with your hands. Let your head fall and bring that prayer position to the base of the skull. Let your head come down. So this is a bit of a tricep stretch. You can walk your elbows a little bit further forward if you need a little bit more of a stretch. And just breathe here, a couple breaths. Good. Release those hands back overhead. Back in our neutral tabletop, check your toes out. We should have space in between. This time we're gonna take our way all the way into downward facing dog. So inhale, And exhale, take those hips back into the sky, finding our first downward facing dog of our class today. Legs may feel a little bit tight, that's okay. We're gonna walk our dog, bend one knee at a time. You should feel this in the back of the hamstrings. Should feel pretty good. Let your head relax, shake it out, no. Shake it out, yes. Very good. I want you to walk your feet up towards your hands. So nice and easy until your feet meet your hands. And this is called a forward fold position. All right, so what I want you to do next is we're gonna inhale, lift up in the forward fold, but I want you to put your hands on your shins for support or your thighs, and inhale, straighten out the spine. This is called the half lift lengthen of the spine. Take an inhale, exhale, release into that forward fold. You could keep a little bit of bend in your knees here. If it feels a little bit uncomfortable for you to go straight legs, that's just fine to bend the knees. Let your elbows bend and grab opposite elbows, and then let the crown of your head come down towards the ground. Breathe here, a couple breaths. And then we're gonna ragdoll our way up. So we're just gonna start at the base of the spine and stack one vertebrae on top of the next, all the way up until we find ourselves to stand here. And then our head is the last to rise. Very good. So it's called the ragdoll because we're coming up like a ragdoll, as slow and controlled as we can. You want to really visualize stacking one vertebrae on top of the next, starting at the bottom all the way till you come to an upright position. Okay? Let's go ahead and meet at the top of our mats in a standing position. I want you to spread your toes out, lift them up, spread them out, and then place them back down, just so we're using all 10 of our toes to grip the mat. I want you to have your hands on the side of your body here and close down your eyes. This is called mountain position. So imagine yourself strong, standing here like a mountain. Just take a couple of breaths here. Breathe. Good. Next up, I want you to sweep your arms up overhead, open your eyes and sweep your arms up. And we're gonna do a swan dive. So you're gonna push the walls away with straight arms, come on down. Back to our forward fold, all right? Let's ragdoll our way up, one vertebrae at a time, till we come to our mountain pose. Once we're in mountain, let's inhale, reach those arms up overhead, big sweep. Exhale, straight arms, push the walls away, push your hips back, coming down into a forward fold. Head comes down. Good, we're gonna ragdoll it up one more time. Nice and easy, working your way up. Your head should be the last to rise. Once you're here, find your mountain posture. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, straight arms, push the walls away. Come on down into that forward fold. Good. Let's go ahead and half lift, lengthen the spine. Use your hands for support here on the legs. Exhale, bring it down. Very good. I want you to take a big step back with your right foot. So really, as far back as you can should be good. We want to keep a 90-degree angle with this left knee. Our back leg is straight. We're here in this low lunge. Hold here just a couple breaths. Inhale, exhale, gently drop that back knee. Untuck the toes so you're using it for support. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Very good. We're holding this ball of energy just like we did in our last class. Hold it nice and tight. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold over that front knee. Hold here. Bring it back up. Inhale. Good. Exhale, fold it forward. Hover. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Hover over that thigh. This time you're going to drop your right hand. Inhale your left into the sky. Maybe take your gaze past the left fingertips. If it feels okay on the neck. If it doesn't, don't look up. Breathe here. Inhale, and then exhale your left hand on the inside of your left thigh. So from here in the sky, you're bringing it to the inside of that thigh here. Both hands and arms are on the inside of that left knee. You should feel this in the hip here. If this is enough, stay here. If it's not enough, you could start to bend the elbows just a bit, just to wherever feels good for your body. Breathe here, a couple more breaths. Good. Straighten out the arms. Bring your left hand on the outside of that the left foot again. And then I want you to tuck your back toes under, and we're finding ourselves back in that lunge. Breathe here. Good. And I want you to ground down through the hands and step your left leg back for a plank posture. You all are doing great. We're almost done here with the hard stuff. Breathe here in this plank. You can always modify by dropping your knees, okay? One more long, deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Everybody drop the knees. Take it back. Find child's pose. Very good. Let's take it back into that tabletop and come on up to seated. So good job, everybody. You might have felt a little bit of heat being created in that sequence. That could be called a flow. As we progress in our classes, the flows will get a little bit more challenging and a little bit quicker pace. But we're going to go ahead and do that same sequence on the other side. So let's go ahead and start in our tabletop. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes. Inhale. Exhale, lift it up. Downward dog. Here we are again. Go ahead and walk your dog a little bit. It might feel a little more open since it's our second downward dog of class. Good, and just like we did on the other side, we're gonna walk ourselves up to a forward fold where our feet meet our hands. Hands supporting supporting yourself on your legs here. Inhale, lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and ragdoll your way up. Nice and easy. Find your mountain pose. Inhale, lift those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Push the walls away, hips go back, head and hands come down. Inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine, take some oxygen. Exhale, release, forward fold. Ragdoll your way up, nice and easy. Find your mountain posture. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Last time here. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine, create some space between your chest and your thighs. This time we're going to step our left leg back. Nice big step here. We should be on the back of our left toes. Our left heel should be in the sky. You should have this 90-degree angle with your right knee here in this low lunge. Breathe here. We're only going to be here a couple breaths and we'll drop it down. Doing great. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop that back knee. Untuck the toes so you're supported there. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, holding this ball of energy nice and strong. Take an inhale, exhale, hover over that thigh. Good, inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. Very good, let's do one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. Very good. Drop that left arm underneath the shoulder. Right arm goes up for the twist this time, just like we did on the other side. You can look past your right fingertips if it feels good for the neck. If it doesn't, you can keep your gaze down. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, hand on the inside of that right foot again. If it feels good to be upright here, stay here. If you want to go a little bit lower, start to bend the elbows, taking your chest down just a little bit more. Doing great. Inhale, lengthen out the arms. Good. And what you're going to do is bring your hand back on the outside of the right foot. We're going to tuck the back toes under and lift that back knee up off the ground. We're back in this low lunge. We're going to find our plank pose. So push the ground away, make some space. find your plank pose, knowing you can always drop your knees if you need to. Let's breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees. Everybody find a child's pose. Very good. Inhale, take it forward, and come on up to your seated position. Good job, everybody. So now we kept it even. We did the sequence on both sides. We're gonna start to relax a bit here. So we're done with the vinyasa style of practice. So there's multiple different styles of yoga. You may have heard vinyasa before, or maybe yin yoga. These are all different variations of yoga. So yin yoga would be considered a slow tempo, more of a relaxing or restorative practice. And vinyasa would be considered more of a yang practice, so the yin and the yang. Vinyasa would be considered a more up-tempo, flow style of practice. This is common for hot yoga studios, or most all yoga studios do vinyasa practice. But if you ever see yin on the schedule, you know that's more of a restorative and a slow-paced class. Most all yin postures are on the ground, so hardly anything is even standing in yin. So without further ado, let's get to relaxing. So we're gonna find ourselves on our back. I want you to keep your knees bent here, feet flat on the ground. We're gonna do just a little bit of a bridge. So make sure you have space in between your feet. All corners of your feet are down. And inhale, lift your hips up off the ground, all the way up till your back lifts off the ground as well. You want to make sure your shoulders aren't tucked underneath. You have some space here. You should feel this in the low back and also the glutes. Just breathe in into the back here. This can be considered a mini back bend. Good, take a big inhale. Exhale, release. Good. So a yin posture we're gonna do today is called figure 4. So I want you to extend your left leg into the sky, straight up. Right leg follows, and then bend the right knee, bring your ankle on top of your thigh. So if you're looking at your legs here, it looks like an upside down 4. So you can use a little bit of support here if you need to. You just wrap your support, say like a blanket or a towel, behind your thigh so you can hold on to it. That'll make this posture a little bit easier accessible. If you can reach, just grab behind the thigh. So a couple key points here. We do not want our head to be lifting off the ground. Let your head relax. If you have a hard time reaching your thigh without lifting your head, I would suggest to get that support. Wrap it around the leg and hold there. So wherever you're at, breathe here. So you should feel this in the hips, the glutes, the hamstrings. It's a pretty intense hip opener, especially if we've never done it before. So just breathe into wherever you're feeling it. We're gonna be here for at least 10 breaths, okay? We're already about halfway there. So find your focus, find your breath. Try to enjoy this posture as much as you can. Just releasing some tension in the hips here. Take about 3 more breaths. That third exhale, just go ahead and drop that left foot on the ground. What I want you to do is keep the position of your legs here, your right ankle on top of your thigh, and let your legs just fall over towards the right. So your foot's still on top of the thigh, your knees are both pointed to the right. Make sure your shoulders are down on the ground and your gaze is up. This is just a little bit of a twist here. Breathe. Should feel pretty good. Good. Let's go ahead and inhale those legs back to center. Bring your your right leg down, and I want you to windshield wipe your legs. Just let your knees fall left and right like a windshield wiper. Good, let's do the other side. Extend your right leg up, your left leg follows. Bend that left knee to bring your left ankle on top of the thigh, creating that figure 4 position. Grab into that little gap and grab behind on the right thigh. Let your top leg fall. Again, if you use that assistance and that support, just wrap it around your right thigh and grab a hold. And then start to breathe. Remember, your head should not be lifted up off the ground. Your shoulders should be down. You might notice one side may be a little bit more tight than the other. That's absolutely common. Long, deep breaths. About 5 more breaths here. We're almost done. We got about 5 minutes left of class. Good. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. End of the exhale, just drop that right foot on the ground. Keeping the legs where they're at, just let the knees fall over to the left. Notice your shoulders. Your right shoulder might want to pop up. Try to keep it down on the ground. About 5 breaths here into this little twist. Breathing into wherever you're feeling it. Let's take one more long deep inhale and exhale. Good. Next inhale brings those legs up to the center. Drop your left foot and let's just windshield wiper the legs. Very good. So we're going to do happy baby. So just go ahead and kick those feet up into the sky like we're holding a platter of cookies or something that we don't want to drop. Those feet are flexed, and go ahead and grab the outsides of the ankles or the outsides of the thighs if that's easier. So just try to bring those legs closer towards your body. So trying to bring your knees in towards your armpits. Keep the feet up towards the sky. We're going to hold here for 10 breaths, and then we will relax into our Shavasana. So if you want to alleviate any of the pressure or tension, rocking kind of helps. So rocking left and right also gives you a little bit of a back massage. Taking about 5 more breaths here. Breathe. Go ahead and bring those knees together and towards your chest into a nice tight ball here. And then go ahead and roll your knees around, just giving yourself a little bit of a back massage. And reverse the direction. Very good. So let's go ahead and relax ourselves into Shavasana. Go ahead and lower the legs. Nice and controlled. Reaching the arms up and just drop them on the side of the body here. So trying to get out any fidgeting, any movements, or maybe an itch that you may have, just to allow your body to relax for the next 10 breaths. If you have any tension in your low back, you can keep your knees bent. Good. So once you're there and you're comfy, close down your eyes. Start to bring your attention inward. Notice if you feel any energy shift of your body. Maybe you feel energy circulating through the body. Notice if you feel a little more calm than when you started the class. So here in this Shavasana, I want you to use any of the breathing techniques we've learned thus far. So it can be visualization. You can count your inhales and your exhales. You can try box breathing, where you inhale, pause, exhale, and pause. And just practice that breathing technique for the remainder of class. Take about 5 more breaths. Class and exhale. I want you to breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth with an H-ah sound. Okay, so let's breathe in nice and deep. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Just wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Take your arms up overhead for a nice big stretch. And release. Good. Go ahead and roll over to the side to help yourself up to a seated posture, seated position. And we are done for today. So thank you all for following along. Thank you all for being a part of this class. I hope you enjoyed our session today and you're feeling a little bit more relaxed after this class. Or don't forget to complete the review questions after watching this for your participation points. All right, so that's it for today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.